This story will reveal the true nature of humanity when there is no law to regulate it, showing how people can descend into unimaginable cruelty. Prepare yourself to uncover this tale, but be warned, some scenes may be difficult to watch. At a time when there was no king in Israel, wickedness ran rampant among the people. One day a concubine, overwhelmed by guilt and shame for being unfaithful, decided to leave her home and seek refuge with her father.
What's wrong? Where are you going?
I can't stay. I was unfaithful to you, and you don't deserve it.
But I love you.
Her husband, not wanting to lose her, set out to bring her back, hoping to win her heart once more. When he arrived at her father's house, he was welcomed warmly.
Honey, our home feels empty without you. I love you. Please, let's go back home.
But I failed you.
I forgive you.
Moved by his sincerity, the concubine reconciled with him. 3 days later, as they prepared to leave, the father asked them to stay a bit longer, to eat and rest, saying they could leave the next day. This pattern repeated, with the father urging them to stay each time they were about to depart. After 6 days, the Levite, determined to return home, took his wife and finally left. Together they began their journey back home, unaware of the dark fate that awaited them. As twilight descended, the couple found themselves in Gibeah. An old man, returning from his work in the fields, took pity on them and invited them into his home. However, the peace of the evening was shattered when a mob of wicked men surrounded the house. They demanded the Levite be brought out so they could abuse him. In a desperate attempt to protect himself, the Levite offered his concubine instead, pushing her out into the night. The door slammed shut, sealing her fate. The men of Gibeah descended upon her, and the night echoed with her cries for mercy. She endured unspeakable horrors until the dawn broke. When the sun rose, the Levite opened the door, only to find her lifeless body lying at the threshold. Heartbroken and horrified, he lifted her and began the journey home, his heart heavy with grief and guilt. In a shocking act of despair, the Levite took a knife and dismembered her body into 12 pieces. He sent each piece throughout the land of Israel, a gruesome message that stirred the hearts of the people.
The men of Gibeah rose up against me. They intended to kill me, but they raped my concubine, and she died. Now, all you Israelites, speak up and tell me what you have decided to do.
The sight of the severed limbs ignited outrage across the tribes, and a great assembly was called in response to the atrocity. The tribes gathered, united in their horror and disbelief. They demanded justice for the crime committed in Gibeah. The people vowed to take action, determined to confront the wickedness that had seeped into their society. Thus began a series of events that would lead to a civil war against the tribe of Benjamin. After hearing the Levites' account, the Israelites were filled with sorrow and righteous anger. They gathered together, seeking direction from the Lord. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until evening, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, "Shall I again draw near for battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother?" And the Lord said,
"Go up against him."
With heavy hearts, the people of Israel prepared for the confrontation that lay ahead, knowing that the path to justice would be steeped in bloodshed. The story of the Levite and his concubine became a haunting reminder of the depths of human depravity and the urgent need for justice in a world where moral boundaries had crumbled. In the end, the tale of Judges 19 serves as a stark warning about the consequences of silence in the face of evil and the importance of standing up for what is right, even when the cost is great. The echoes of that night in Gibeah would resonate throughout the ages, a testament to the fragility of humanity and the enduring quest for justice.